because words have power. I've learned that through hypnosis. We're hypnotizing ourselves every day. The media is hypnotizing us, social media, TV, friends, teachers, parents are natural hypnotists. And we don't realize that we're accepting many suggestions that are not helpful to us or beneficial to us. Something that's taught for the first 5 years in our lives, from birth or even in the womb to 5, 6, like till age of judgment or consciousness. Everything that comes in is just data coming in. It's just like you're born with this blank computer. Yes, we have some old data that were from other lifetimes that are packed away. So everything your parents say, your relatives, teachers, environment, what's going on in the world, it impacts us. And at about 5, 6 years old, there's a shell that's formed over the mind, and everything after that is judged with information inside. I remember as a child, my parents say, "Put your pajamas on, put your pajamas on." And we all go put our pajamas on, and PJs on, pajamas on. And then one day I was like, I found out it was 2 separate words. And I remember sitting there for 10 minutes, pajamas, pajamas on, pajamas, pajamas on. It sounded weird. It's just like if you were to learn this was red, this color, it's yellow, but you were taught this was red, and then you go to kindergarten and the teacher says, no, it's yellow, but it feels like it's red because that's what you were taught. So imagine all these beings being fed information that's not beneficial for them, and they have to overcome that. And that's part of the journey, overcoming things that were fed incorrectly. Some of us know right away, we're born that way, awake, and others takes a longer journey.
So speaking of being born awake, you were about to talk about a specific childhood memory that you have. What were you going to say? Were you born awake? How much of this did you come in knowing, Terri? How did you end up being a hypnotherapist?
Well, a couple weeks before I went to school for hypnosis. I never thought I'd be a hypnotist. I was going to be an artist or something to that effect. And I was leading a meditation, and there was someone there that did radio, and he was a hypnotist. And he says, "Terri, you're a natural. You should be doing this for a living." So I said, "Oh, that sounds interesting." I was in between jobs. I was running an art gallery and just enjoying walking on the beach every day and enjoying life. And I took the classes, and when I completed, I opened up an office, and I was getting people everywhere. It was back in '93, before it was very popular. I think Brian Weiss just came out with the book, Many Lives, Many Masters. So a lot of people were interested in their past life regressions. But even going back further, when I was 15 years old, a girlfriend took me to yoga class. I just moved down here to Florida from Connecticut. And I loved yoga, and I had teachers from India. I met perfume saints. I met, there were psychologists that were teaching, and there was only a few kids. They were all adults. Back then it was not popular at all. So I learned to meditate and do yoga and learn about UFOs and Edgar Cayce. When I read Edgar Cayce's book, There Is a River, I don't know if that's the correct title, There Is a River, I believe. I try to do what he did. He was a hypnotist, basically. He would sleep on his books, because I tried to do that to study. It didn't work. And so years later, I became a hypnotist. And I was always amazed of the success. I mean, the power of your mind. I was always curious about the power of your mind. And this was a tool, a very powerful tool, to clear out things that are not healthy for you, or the negative thinking, or the belief systems that were holding you back. Because in hypnosis, it is safe. You could never get stuck in hypnosis. A lot of people believe, oh, when they found out I was a hypnotist, oh, I'm going to stay away from you. I'm not going to look into your eyes. You might need to put me under your control. And I said, no, you're probably more alert, more in control in hypnosis. I would say if I was to have a heart attack while you were in a state of hypnosis and deep trance, you would probably react quicker and calling 911 or giving me CPR than if you weren't to be in this conscious level. So there are 3 levels of mind I basically work with conscious mind, what we're doing now, just talking and thinking, and it's on this level that you deal with every day. Below that is the subconscious mind, which we do most of the hypnosis. And then there's the unconscious, but I rarely take people unconscious. It's a beautiful state. You're in this void, and complete body healing takes place, but you don't accept the suggestions at that level. At one point, you won't even hear me. But that's when all body functions, your immune systems are in that level. That automatically, your heart's automatically going and all the functions are automatically thriving. So we don't take you to that state. I have when I worked with cancer patients. And the level that we do all the work is the subconscious mind, and that has permanent memory. But we'll start with the conscious mind. That's your short-term memory, the things you need to do that day. You get up and brush your teeth and go to work or go to school or, clean your house or write a book. And your willpower is in your conscious mind. Many people think, I just need more willpower to achieve my goals or to get rid of weight or to stop smoking or to achieve whatever goal they want. But no, willpower is like the ignition in your car. It'll turn the engine on, but if there's no engine, it's not going to work. So your willpower will just get you going or get you motivated in the beginning, but you need something to sustain it. So that's when we go into the subconscious mind. But also, the conscious mind is analytical, the Spock mind I used to call back in the day, but now a lot of kids don't know who Spock is.
We're dating ourselves.
Yeah. So the Spock mind. Facts, 2 + 2 = 4. It's just everything that's factual is in the conscious mind. And it's also rational. So people that want to get rid of weight, they said, I'm just big boned. And they rationalize why to stay in that, being overweight or unhealthy, or I smoke because it calms me. And it doesn't. It creates more stress because it constricts your veins. And then, so what happens? At 5 or 6 years old, the critical factor is formed around the subconscious mind. So everything you learn from the first 5 years, 6 years, is judged against the new information. So when we're little, we don't know the facts. Someone says this is a fact, and it's not a fact. You get confused as you get older. So you may learn love is arguments. Maybe your parents argued all the time. So to you, that's love. And most likely you'll attract a mate or friends that you argue and you feel comfortable with the argument. But as you're older, you may not want to argue, but there's that little child within you that feels comfort.
Now that's interesting. I can certainly relate to that because I grew up in a household where everyone was always fighting and love was conditional, but it's taken a lifetime to realize what I'm doing. As you just said, I keep attracting that even though I don't want it. Would I be a good candidate for hypnotherapy to try to pull that out? How would you pull that out?
So as I was saying, your subconscious mind has permanent memory. Everything that's ever happened to you, your environment, or whatever of significance is recorded. What we do in a relaxed state, I would guide you back to the first initial sensitizing point, which is the very first time that something happened that snagged you, that got you.